Hi, everybody. Welcome. Good evening. Glad that you can see me. We are in my craft alcove. If you can't tell, it's messy as all get out. I have been trying to move things from my craft room to my alcove, and y'all know we're still under construction. So, anyway, hi, welcome. So glad to see you all. I'm Marianne from Made by Marianne, and this is Unique in the Creek Live. I am Marianne, part of the Team Unique design team. So, welcome. I'm appreciate y'all being here. It's been a long time since I've actually gotten to look at you face to face. So, tonight I thought we'd do something we've done before, but different, right? We do this oval board a lot, so we're going to work with the oval board tonight. Hello, friends. So glad to see you. Let's see if I can get your chat here. Here we are. Now I can see you. Hi, everybody. All right, so we are going to use this sign, and as you can see, I already have our fantastic little things on it here. So we're going to use this sign, right? Sunshine Farms. I was thinking that it might be a little too much. It might not be fall enough, but you know what? After we get done, it's still summer, friends. It's still summer, and it's summer until September in my house. So you can always, sunflowers, I think, are year round. So it's something you can hang up during the fall too, just give you a little bit of brightness because we're going to use a lot of yellow. All right, so there's that. There's our sign. Again, we're going to use our oval board. Woohoo, oval board. Yeah. I keep looking over here because that's where my camera is. That's where I can see what you guys are doing. So oval board is what we're going to use tonight. We have some of this. It's just neutral colored polyburlap. Although really, I would suggest that you use either horizontal wide strap mesh or fabric mesh. You can use polyburlap if you'd like, but I find those two things give it a little more fluff for what we're going to do. Here is our ribbon. It's this blue jean. And then we also have a polka dot natural. So we got that. Yay! Hi, everybody. How y'all doing? All right, so there we go. There's ribbon. And then I have different types of sunflowers here. So I have a big sunflower. Woo, and then I have these two like little sunflowers on a stem. These were supposed to go into a floral arrangement, which is what they're made for, right? Let's take the tag off. These are supposed to go into a floral arrangement, but don't count those things out because they're going to look gorgeous in this wreath as well. So we have this and this, right? And then of course we always have my little three. So we're going to put all this in here and a little bit of greenery, right? So here's our little pieces of green that I've already got cut. We've already got ready. So I'm going to change the camera view, pull you down, and we're going to rock this out, right? Oh, my bow. If you can't tell, I'm like, wow! It's been a great day in the neighborhood, and I'm excited about this. So here's our bow, and it will look much better, much better once we fluff it out, make it pretty. But here's our bow. All right. Okay, let me turn the camera down, and we will get started. So here we go, team. I keep calling you team. There we go. Hi, friends. How is everybody? Glad to see y'all this evening. Glad that you all are here. All right, so here we go. I'm going to have to look over here to see your, hi, Sherry, hi, Margaret, hi, Lynette, hi, Judith. I'm going to have to look over here to the right to see your comments, so forgive me if I stop and sound funny. That's the deal. So again, we are going to use the oval board tonight, and notice that I didn't, notice that I haven't loaded it, okay? I haven't loaded it because we're going to use the outside slots, all right? And again, I've already got our sign ready. So our sign, we're going to put it right here. Let's I'll tell you what, let's put it up here on my little ledge there. There we go. All right. So as we go, I will put the zip ties in. And we're going to do it like I normally do an oval board. I'm thinking that my vision is that the bow's going to go right here, and then the trunk's going to go right here, right? And then all of the pretty stuff will go around it, okay? Also, if you wanted to, I thought about using a gray. She's got a gorgeous gray horizontal wide stripe mesh at uniqueinthecreek.com. So check that out. Also, she, you know, the oval board, if you use my affiliate link pinned to the bottom of this page in the description, then you can get a discount off the boards. Use code Marianne, and here's how you spell my name. Use code Marianne at checkout to get your discount. All right, here we go. So we're going to start on the outside at the top, okay? And when I say outside, I mean that we're going to take our zip tie and we're going to make sure that the flat part goes to the ceiling, right? We're going to go down in and we're going to leave it open just like that, okay? We're going to start here, right? So here's our petal fold. We're going to take a 10-inch piece of mesh, whatever your choice. If you want to do horizontal wide stripe mesh, that is perfectly fine. If you want to do poly burlap, that is perfectly fine as well. I chose natural, but again, you could use a gray with this sign and the gray would look awesome. You could even use a yellow if you wanted to. All right, so here's what we're going to do. Hi, everybody. Again, this is cut 10 inches. All right, it's poly burlap. And I'm just going to scrunch up the middle. All right, so I'm going to go scrunch, 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 scrunch all the way up the middle. Nothing special, nothing fancy, to where I have a bow tie, right? Okay, now I'm going to grab a clip just in case I need it. Okay, now we're really going to put it in the zip tie like this, okay, in a fan shape. And here's how we're going to do that. I'm going to lay it down in here. And I'm going to close it just enough to hold my mesh, okay? Kind of make it go over. And then I'm going to take this very last, try to kind of get it in the middle there, Marianne. It's not in the middle. And then I'm going to take this very last one and I'm going to flip it over, pushing it towards the board so that it looks like that. And then I'm going to close my zip tie, all right? Okay. Where's my zip tie gun? There we go. Okay. Now, tonight, if you want to make it a little bit better, you can. Tonight, we are going to, we're going to do this as we go. So we're going to put all of our cool stuff in as well. So that's why you see me putting in another zip tie. All right. So we are going to just leave that zip tie open because we want to put our ribbon in there. So here's our ribbon. I've got a blue and I've got this polka dot. So we're going to take our ribbon. We're going to stack it a little bit. I'm going to put blue on the bottom to start with, right? Make sure you find your middle. Here we go. Okay. Stick it in here. And I'm going to close it just enough to hold my ribbon there in place. All right. And then, close it a little bit more. I'm going to grab one of my beautiful little sunflowers and my little green piece. Okay. And I'm going to stick it in there. And if you want to make a hook, and then what I mean by making a hook is just bending the green part to where it makes, see if you can see that or not, where it makes a hook. That's what we're going to do. Or if you just want to slide it in there, you can do that as well. You can put a little bit of glue right here if you'd like. And I'm going to cut that a little bit because that's too much. Here we go. Whoop. Throw it all over the place. So now I'm just threading the, don't close your zip tie too tight like I just did. Now I'm just threading the little hook through there. making sure they're in the right spot. Now, I think that's pretty good. There we go. And voila. That is what we're doing this evening, friends. That's our project. There's one. I keep messing with that piece. Here we go. All right. Ta-da! Okay. Now, again, see for this project how it would be better if you had like a horizontal wide stripe mesh, because the poly burlap, you know, it's kind of flat, and it'll help you keep push up your ribbon and your florals. Can't talk today. There we go. All right, so that's what we're doing all the way around, team. Hi, everybody. How are y'all doing? Nice to see you. There's my Wreath and bestie. Hi, friends. Hi, Melissa. Will I be continuing to do lives for UITC with all the changes regarding tariffs in the U.S.? I will every now and then. Yes. Yes, I think so. I don't think it will be as frequent as we all have been, but we will. We're still part of Team Unique. We're still the design team, so, and things could be different. Things could change. I don't really know. You know, I leave all that business stuff to Lori. I'll just come around and have fun, right? All right, so I'm gonna skip this next row, and I'm gonna go to the outside again. So again, I'm gonna stick my on the very last hole, stick my zip tie through, and do not close it. I'll leave it there. All right. So here we go. Let's grab us another piece of mesh. Here we are. And I did not heat seal this. You don't have to. And this time, I'm going to bring you in. Matter of fact, I'm going to bring you in a little bit so you can actually see what I'm doing instead of it being so high up there. Y'all, I'm like, I'm having a day. Here we go. Okay, here we are. I'm going to pull my thing in. All right. So 10-inch piece of mesh, right? Going to turn it curl side down. Okay. And then it's really, really simple. I'm just going to scrunch right straight up the middle. No, I do not have fingernails today. The world will not stop. I promise. It will keep going. All right. And then I'm going to flip a little bit of it on top of each other just to make it a little bit prettier and make it a fan. Okay. Make it look like a fan. All I did was just take this little piece and put it over top of this little piece. And my finger's still in here, so I still have a hole, right? Okay. Because I know you're thinking, gosh, Marianne, what are you going to, how are you going to get that thing in the zip tie? I'm going to show you. Here's what we're going to do. Okay. So now I'm going to take my zip tie. Here's my zip tie, and see how it's loaded, right? Take my zip tie, and I'm going to see where my finger is right here. Here's my finger. Okay. I'm going to thread my zip tie through that finger, right? So here we go. You can put this on the bottom if you want. And then I'm going to close my zip tie. There you go. And before I do, I'm going to take this piece back here. See this little piece? This one little piece right here. See how it flats out? So I'm going to take it and I'm going to flatten it out and push it towards the board. All right. And then I'm going to close it. Okay. Now I'm going to put another zip tie in here. Going the same way, going up the same way. I'm not going to close it because I want to put my ribbon in. Okay. So there's my next zip tie. Zip tie right on top of it. Here's my ribbon. This time let's put blue on the bottom. And this time I want to use a big sunflower, right? Okay. This time I want to use a big sunflower. Okay. So find our middle here. Maybe. I've got it on the bottom again. And I said I was going to put the brown on the bottom. Just trying to make it interesting, right? I didn't want to have all kinds of, I have a beautiful gray sunflower ribbon, but I didn't want to have all kinds of sunflowers. You know, that might have been too much. All right, there's my ribbon. Make a little nub so that I know it's the middle. I'm going to close my zip tie. And then I'm going to take, actually going to cut some of this off if I can find my cleavers. Found them. I'm probably going to cut, oh gosh, that's pretty big. So I'm going to cut like that much off of it, right? And then when I was talking about the hook, here's what I mean about a hook. I'm just going to bend this little piece to where it makes a hook. That's all I'm doing. See? That's it. Makes a little hook, right? Okay, so this is not my good one. Let's get my good one. Aha, here we go. Let's do this one the same. This one actually has leaves on it, which I'm going to leave. So I'm just going to take my hook, put it through my zip tie, make sure it sticks out the way that I want it to. Is that far enough, I think? Maybe it's a little too far. You can judge by the end of the mesh, right? Because we don't want the next part hitting it, right? You're going to put another piece right here. So you want to be cognizant of that as well. Okay, let's tighten our zip tie. Okay. And then I left a little bit just in case we need to pull it out a little bit when we get finished. There we go. You can do it however you like. All right, moving along. Now remember, we're going to skip this one. Okay, we're going to skip this row and we're going to go here. So let's put another zip tie right here. Okay, and I already have a lot of these made. So we will simply go back. See, I have them all in bow ties already. Again, all you do is scrunch up the middle. I'm going to make it a little bit, pull this part over top of this part a little bit, just a little bit, not a lot, right? And then I'm going to take my zip tie and thread it where my finger is. See, if I were to move my finger, there it is, all right? I lost my zip tie. Wait a minute. There we go. And you don't have to heat seal this, but it is poly burlap, so sealing it might be a good idea. I'm going to put it under this one. Close it. Before I do, though, see how I've got a bridge right here and it's all, see how my bridge right here is all standing up? I'm just going to take it and I'm going to flip it toward the board, right? There you go. Done. And all that does is it gives you a really pretty straight line, is all that does. Okay, now I'm going to put another zip tie in on top of it. Thread it through the little hole here where I had a hole. Grab my ribbon. This time I'm going to put blue on the inside. And I worked it out to where I had a big sunflower here, and then I have another one of these here, and then I'm going to have one of these here, right, on the next one. And then we'll have a couple of the little flowers as we go. So you'll see as we go. I'll just keep on going. Hi, everybody. How y'all doing? Well, thanks, Laurie. Oh, that's Laurie Franklin. What are you doing, Lady Lou? Welcome. I figured you'd be out and about with the family. All right, here we go. Here's our stair-stepped ribbon. I'm just going to scrunch up the middle, find your middle, make sure it's even at the bottom, and they are. Okay, and then slide my ribbon in here, close it just enough to hold my ribbon on there. There we go. Get it out of the way of our our sunflower there. Okay. And now, let's put, y'all see me? I just about closed it again. Let's put our greenery in there. Let's cut this off here. And again, you can make a hook or you don't have to make a hook. You can actually thread it through here without the hook if you want to. It's not really a big deal. I just like the hook because I feel like it makes it more secure. Just who I am. You'd also put a little bit of glue on there if you want to. It's not necessary. The zip tie will hold it. But, you know, you feel like you need glue, go for it. Not going to hurt anything. Okay, there we go. And we're just going to rock it out. We're just going to keep going around the board just like that. You can put your ribbon over the floral if you want to. You can put it under the floral if you want to. Doesn't matter. However, whatever makes your heart happy is what you should do. Okay, again, we're going to skip this one. So we need one right here. Let's put it in there. Would y'all rather I come out a little bit? You want me to bring the view out just a little bit, or are you okay like this? Let's pull it out a little bit. There we go. There we go. Because y'all know what I'm doing. This is going to be a big one, but it needs to be a big one because of our sign. Look how big our sign is. So hopefully it'll be beautiful, right? I know everything's crossway. Everything's crossed. All right, so here we go. I'm just going to flip it over just a little bit. Stick it in my zip tie here. This poly burlap frays like the dickens. So again, I didn't heat seal it, but you can if you want to. I'm going to tuck this one under. All right. And then pull this one on top a little bit. Okay, now I'm going to take the bridge. I'm just going to fold it toward the board so that it makes that nice line. Y'all have seen me do it. I'm going to shut up and get it going. All right, let's put another zip tie on top of there. Don't close it, Marianne. Grab our ribbon. This time I'm going to put glue on the bottom. Or on the outside, I guess is what I should say. I was thinking as I was doing this that it was going to look more fall, but it kind of looks summer, which is fine. We're not finished with summer, friends. We are not finished with summer. And just because everybody else is doing it doesn't mean you have to, right? So we're going to be unique because that's who we are, unique. We're going to be unique. That, and I don't really, you know, good old Halloween. Not my favorite, but all right. I keep messing with the ribbon here, and all I need is to, I'm going to cut, see how big this stem is here? It's supposed to go into a floral arrangement, but you know, like I said, don't discount it. I'm going to cut it right here, right where it just keeps them together. I'm going to do my best. This one, I don't know if you can make a hook. You know the good thing about this stuff, you can abuse it and it's not going to hurt anything. Right, you can abuse, like you can pull on your ribbon and all that good stuff. As long as your zip tie's in there, you're good. And I don't think I mind it like that so much. There we go. We'll have to see how it looks as we keep on going. So trust the process, friends. I got it in there. That's what matters. All right. Moving on, we're going to skip this one and go right straight to this next one here. this one's going to get a little one. Let's put our pretty stuff in here first. Get it under there. There we go. Y'all, it is 800 degrees in my craft room right here. All right, there we go. Okay, and then I'm going to flip it down. Make a pretty line right there. There we go. Again, why I said horizontal wide stripe mesh would probably be the best here. Because this give you a little more oomph, a little bit more bang for your buck here. Make things stand up a little bit better. That's going to drive me crazy. We're going to fix that for sure. It's all right. We are going to move and bringing it towards me a little bit. Y'all know I craft all the way around the table. Is it still over 100 there? Goodness gracious, Susan. No, summer's not over. Summer's not over. Well, and you know, you craft. Yes, some of you craft to sell, but I kind of craft for me. I craft for me and my family and, you know, other. Yes, I do sell some, but, you know, it's not my major income, you know. I work full time, so we all know that. Okay, here we go. Now, look at what I did. Great. I'm going to unclose it. Ribbon. Da, 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 da. And this time I want my blue back. These ribbons are cut at 14 inches. I don't think I said that yet. So 14-inch ribbon. You could probably get away with 12 as well if you wanted to. I just like my ribbons long. Right, see how long they are? You could get away with 12 for sure. Hard to craft without fingernails, really, to be honest with you. If I'm being truthful, friends. Okay. Again, you can make the ribbons do whatever you want. If you want them to be all down, you're more than welcome to do it that way. Closing it a little bit, hold it there. So now this time we're going to have a little tiny flower, and we're going to do a piece of stuff. I think I liked it better like that when we did it like that on top of each other. So let's just close that off. There we go. You can mess with your flowers later, Marianne. Keep going. Right, there we go. Here's that one. Here we go. Okay, we're going to skip that one. We're going straight to the bottom. Now, we're not going to put any kind of flower in this bottom because there's no need to. That's where our bow's going to go. And our bow's going to cover probably these three, right? These three sets. So we're not going to put any kind of florals in this part. We're just going to put our mesh and let it go. Good way to save your florals Or if you don't have enough, you know me, I've been trying to get rid of what I have. Use what I've got. It's a great way to use what you've got. And you're not going to be able to see it anyway, so it's kind of a waste, right? Kind of a waste. So we don't want to waste craft supplies at all. Go. So we're just going to leave that one like that. Just give the bow something to, something to support the bow. We're going to skip this one, and then we're going right here with our next one. Here's our go. Doing the same thing. I'm just here we go. I'm gonna put a little bit of glue right here to hold that together. No, I'm not. This ain't even on. Darn. Kidding. Just kidding. I was, but now I'm not. I was gonna do it to that one too, but I'm not. All right. We need another zip tie here. I feel like you guys are super, super, super up there tonight. You're really far away for some reason. So let's do this. There we go. That makes it a little bit better, right? Now you don't see all my messy craft table. Don't close it, Marianne. Go. All the drama I got going on over here. Okay, now I want to continue with our little, right, yes, with this pattern. So let's also get our, because this will stick out under the bow, right? So let's grab our ribbon. And that one's on the bottom, so that one would have been on, probably ought to make that one look exactly like that one. Go. I think I liked it like this better on top. And again, if you don't like it, it's a zip tie, friends. You can just go back, clip that zip tie, and you are good. You can fix anything. Anything that you feel like you have messed up, clip that zip tie, do it again. Promise you. Not gonna hurt anything. And the reason we did a floral right here was because I'll prove it to you. So here's where our bow's gonna go. Once we get everything flipped out. Look, you can't see anything down here. Nothing at all, right? So why waste everything? But you can see it here and here, right? So why waste stuff? Why waste supplies when you don't have to? And I don't want the bow, to cover up my cool stuff, like my little flowers, right? All right, we're skipping this one. We're going here. And I love this method. You guys have probably seen me do this method a million times, but that's because I love it. It's one of my favorites. It's easy, and it makes a really pretty large wreath. So, well, hey, Dre, what are you doing? Bring on the fall, says Carrie Marie. Amen, girl. Amen. Look at me. I'm skipping a step. All right, here we go. So, let's put another one in here, just like that. And if you don't heat seal your poly burlap, look at this one, how bad it looks on the edges right here. And then right here, right? Think about that when you're designing your petal. You know, if you put this on top, you're not really going to see it because the flower is going over there. So that's fine, right? But, and you're going to fold this down under. But if it were the other way, you could really just turn it around, put it like that, right? And then put this side under, which is what I think I'm going to do because I think this side looks better than the other one. So yeah, let's do that. Okay. Huh. All right, now I'm just going to put my zip tie in here. I'm going to put my other one kind of under there. Close it just enough to hold it here. Make it pretty, and then fold my back side down toward the board. However many you want to fold that way, perfectly fine. At least do the back one so that you got a straight line here against the board. Gotta get the spray, friends. Can't handle it. All right, let's put our next little zip tie over top. Put our ribbon in. There we go. Oh yeah, don't close it, Marianne. Okay, now, since we have this one over here, figured that we would put a large one here, because that gives us one. Just talking out my pattern here. That gives us one here and here, so they're kind of crooked. And then for this one, we'll do this one, right? Yep. So that way we don't have everything like right on top of each other. All right, perfect. Yay. Okay. Let's do our ribbon. Let's see, that one had the polka dot in the back, so we want it to be up front this time, and the blue in the back. There we go. Scrunchy, scrunchy. Looks good to me. Throw it in here. I don't even know if we need a hook this way for this one. Let's do it the other way, maybe. Right. And I'm leaving a little bit of room just in case I need to pull it up a little bit when the other petal goes in the back, or when our second row goes in the back. Don't pull the head off the sunflower, friends. I wasn't supposed to do that. That was a mistake. That was a whoopsie. All right. So, Carrie, when do you get to unveil your Frankenstein for your aunt? Or did you already do it? I saw you send pictures of her loving it, but did you have the party already? There we go. There's that one. Okay, let's move on. Hi, everybody. Nice to see you. I'm getting ahead of myself here. I'm trying to. All right, so we're skipping this one. This one goes here. So we'll gonna put it under there. Did I get the, nope, get the zip tying backwards. We're gonna turn it around. Okay, so again, I'm gonna clean this up a little bit since I did not heat seal it. So clean it up a little bit. And then this part, it's not gonna matter because we're gonna put it on the board. Right, so there's our petal. I didn't think I was ever going to get that zip tie in there. Now I'm going to push it down toward the back of the board. Fix this one so that it kind of lays over top. And we can go back and fix the ribbon, so no judging. We can always fix it at the end. Trust the process, as they say. I know everybody, I get a little nervous myself thinking, oh my gosh, what's this going to look like? A hot mess? You know? And again, if it looks like a hot mess, clip a zip tie, friends. Clip that zip tie and keep on going. Not a big deal. It's crafting. You're not ruining anybody's life. You know, you're not ruining your bank account, nothing. You're not killing anybody. It's fine. Clip a zip tie, friends. Promise. Might help you take a little bit of aggression out too, clipping some zip ties, right? Just saying. Just saying. All right. Now, this one had blue on the back, so we want this one to go on the back. Okay. And then we're almost done with row 1. This is driving me crazy. Or yeah, I guess row 1 is what we call it. Okay, this time, I'm thinking, let's see, we got to do some of these. This time we're going to do it in the back. I don't have enough room to make that one a hook. I'm afraid it won't stick out far enough. So I'm going to just put them in the zip tie here. Leave a little bit of room just in case if I need to move them out a little bit. Fix my ribbon. I'm going to fight with that. There we go. Okay. All right, skip this one. This is our last one, and this is our really pretty one. What do y'all think about this method? Do you like it? Do you like the way that you fold stuff? Would you rather, you know, do bubbles or not bubbles, but poofs? Or how do y'all feel about this? All good, Marianne? I like it. You do it all the time and we're bored with it? Is that what you're trying to say? It would be okay if you said that. I'd be all right with it. I would try to do something different. I was going to do it on a rail, but then I couldn't figure out. Carrie Marie was like, no, do it on a rail. Well, I was going to, and then I couldn't figure out how to make it look right. So It was doing nothing but frustrate me, and I was like, this ain't worth it. We'll just do it on an oval. Okay. Covering up all those frays that y'all see there. Pushing one of my little bridges to the back. And voila, here's this one. I'm going to put a zip tie in on top of it if I can get a hold of it. There we go. And then this row will be done. And we can move on to the next one. Yep. So putting our zip tie on top of it. You know what? I am going to turn my, just about said turn my super glue on. Turn my glue gun on. Okay. It gets so big you can't really see, huh? All right, this one had that one at the back. I want blue at the back. And this time, maybe we leave a little more on it than we did last time. I don't know, but let's try it. Or I could. Just do it like we did it, Marianne. No reason to reinvent the wheel. Stick it in here. And then that way I can mess with these ribbons in a little bit as I keep messing with them. As I say, oh, we'll get them in a minute. Go. Okay, so here is, pull you back out so you can see. Here's what we've got so far. This puppy is going to be huge. Turn it this way. So here's what we've got so far. I need to come out a little bit. It's rather large. Okay, now we're going to do the exact same thing for the inside, except we are not going to use the exact same hole, right? So if I were to pull you in where you can see, so we did, we skipped one. So we don't want to put our next set exactly there. We want to go in the middle, right? So we're going to go to the middle. If you've got one here, move to the next one. So let's start up here at the beginning where we started before. We've got one here, so we're going to put one here. All right, right in the middle of where we had it before. And we're going to do the exact same thing. Nothing different, nothing crazy. Just use, this time we're actually going to use the set. So there we go. There's our zip tie. Here's our petal. And this time, we also don't have to angle things as much as you would before. You kind of let it go, right? Because you want it to cover the board. You won't see all the strands because we're gonna put stuff in there, so don't worry about it. I just want to make sure you don't have any crazy frays going. There we go. See how I didn't fold that one together as much as I did the others? Okay, now let's put a zip tie on top. And this time we're not going to use any big flowers. We're just going to do all of the little ones. That's going to bother me, but that's okay. We might need to pull that out a little bit. Okay. Let's see. I don't guess it matters where we go. That one had and we're just going to take one of our little flowers and our move our flowers to where we want them. Let's close our zip tie. And voila, that's what we're going to do all the way around. Yeah, we're going to have to pull that sunflower out a little bit. So there we go. That's it. And then we'll put our sign on here and be done. Grab some more zip ties and see if you guys are talking to me. I've not looked at comments in a minute. So 1 second here. Awesome. Pull you back down a little bit. There we go. Well, that's awesome, Susan. That's great. Congratulations. I hope you have a good time. Susan's going to be on the Unique in the Creek page on Tuesday. So everybody tune in. Zip ties, that's what I was doing. Lord, lost my train of thought there for a minute, friends. Okay. Now this, you can either go this way, you can go this way, however you want. I'm going to go this way because, well, no, I'm going to go this way. So I'm going to turn it around here so I can work with it closest towards me. Okay, so we're going to skip this one. Use this set. The frame might look good. Matter of fact, if we're going for like a farmhouse, since it does say farms, right? I just think the horizontal wide stripe mesh would do better, to be honest with you, with this type of, with this design. All right, there's that. Get the phrase later. Try not to squish the rest of my design. Just want to get a flower. So it's ready. Ribbon. Phew, this thing's so big, you need more room, don't you? All right, let's see. This one had blue on the end. Let's put the brown. There must be thunderstorms going on because Stella is stuck, has been stuck to me for the past 2 hours, and I haven't done anything but been hanging out here at the craft table, and she doesn't normally do that. She normally doing her own thing, finding people to bark at, you know. You guys hear all the time. So I don't know what's going on. It must be a thunderstorm. Now that is going to drive me bonkers. Can't handle that. Let me clean up this fray here. Come on for just a second. There we go. Now. All right, that made me happier. Yeah, we're definitely going to have to pull the big sunflower out a little bit, but we can. Looks like a hot mess right now, friends, but I promise it'll be all right. Skip that one. Here's the one we want. And really, you can do it all at once. You don't really have to use 2 zip ties. Let's see if I can. There, I did. Now let's put our flower in it before I forget. Oh, I lost some flowers here. Yeah, my advice is to always leave a little room at the bottom of your flower, of your stem there. Look how messy that is. We'll fix that. Of your stem, just in case that you go through and you've got too many there and you need to pull it out a little bit. So leave a little bit of room on your stem when you put it in your zip tie, if you don't glue it. That's another reason why I don't glue, because I find that I have to go back and pull things out. There we go. Couldn't see our sunflowers for that. All right. Skip that one. We got one more. Oh, I need a zip tie. So how's everybody's Sunday been? I'm so focused on this, I'm not talking to y'all. I'm sorry. How's everybody's Sunday been? Did you have a good one? Did you hang out with your family? All right, there's that one. Let's get some ribbon ready. I keep going back to that one. All right. Did I say that Susan was going? I don't know what I'm thinking, y'all. That's what I get for just halfway reading. I was just sitting here thinking, wait a minute, Susan can't go. That's Carrie's slot. Wonder what's going on there. And I totally misunderstood. Sorry, Carrie is going live on Tuesday at 7 p.m. Not Susan. I'm crazy, y'all. Crazy, crazy, crazy. I'm gonna shut up before I get myself in trouble. And Carrie's not my friend anymore because I've told everybody. No, Carrie will be live 7 p.m. as usual. Carrie Marie, part of our Team Unique Design. Don't close that. I want to put my ribbons on top. Now that I've got them all messed up, that's okay though. They're just going in a zip tie. Now, why I thought that, I don't know, friends, but I'm crazy. I'm crazy. So it's Carrie Marie, Tuesday at 7, as usual, normal time. I don't know what I was thinking, Carrie. You can cuss me later. Cuss me later. All right, here's our flowers. Or you can cuss me now. I don't care. I deserve it. Lori has guest designers all the time on her page, so on Unique in the Creek. So I was just thinking, oh, that's cool. She'll get to go do guest designing. And I was like, wait a minute. My brain doesn't want to work. Sorry. My brain's not with it today, friends. I'm definitely going to have to pull this one out a little bit. Okay. So we're almost there, friends. Almost there. Now, same principle down here for these spots. So we're going to skip one. We're going to put one without anything here and here. Okay. Then we're going to pick back up on our pattern and our pretty stuff. You won't be able to see that. That'll be under the sign, so don't worry about that. Okay. Pick back with our pretty stuff on the other way around. All right, so skip that one. Here's this one. And this one is just plain. And you'll notice that this one is fabric mesh because I ran out of the poly burlap. And you know, Marianne's doing her own thing. She's trying to get rid of the stuff that she already has instead of buying more stuff. So that's, you know, ran out of this one. So we're going to use a little bit of this, and it's going to be under the bow, so you're not going to be able to tell. So we're not doing anything to that one except putting the thing in. Just give the bow a little bit of oomph. Same with this one. Skip the middle one, put this one here. Just for the bow. Give the bow a little bit of love here. So we're gonna leave that there. Put this weird one in here. Leave it be. Okay. Now we're going to pick back up with our pattern, skip this one right here. There we go. Y'all know me and sunflowers. I love sunflowers, so anytime I can use them, I'm gonna. Not only that, I have a ton. Speaking of cleaning things out, I have more sunflowers than a girl needs. Of course, as a crafter, you need lots of sunflowers, right? Where did I get the little sunflowers? These came from Hobby Lobby. These are from Hobby Lobby. And the big sunflowers from Hobby Lobby as well, on a bush, just on a big bush. How many times am I going to pull that thing out? Just on a big bush. And then the two here, I got at Walmart, believe it or not, in the floral section. There's that one. Actually, I'm going to leave this here so I can get my ribbon going. Let's see. We did, this one would have been blue. This one would have been brown. So let's go back to blue. On the top, right? Yep. Well, you're welcome, dear. You are very welcome. Did I miss any other questions, friends? I'm over here just working. If I missed it, ask again. Or hopefully someone else answered you. While I was over here in my own little world. All right. You know, Carrie, that's funny that you say that you need a bunch of rain, because I feel like that's all it's done here in Tennessee this summer is rain. Rain, 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 rain. Maybe it's just that every time I wanted to do something, it rained. Maybe that's what it is, but I feel like it's rained like crazy here. But that's all it's done. All right. Yeah, these little sunflowers come on a bush like this. Let's see. Here are my fall sunflowers. Told you I had a bunch, but see how that's also something I want to point out to you guys. So see how these leaves are kind of more brown, or they're like a different color of, they're not the same. And see how this has like a little more yellow in the center, right? This little yellow petal part. If you look at these, you can see a big difference. That's the difference in summer. See how that one's like really, really bright yellow and the leaves are really, really green? That's the difference in summer sunflowers and fall sunflowers. These are fall. Okay. So, but they come like this from Hobby Lobby in this big old long thingy thing. And they have all colors. They have white, they have red, and then a bunch of this yellow. They throw them on sale every now and then, and I buy a ton because they go with it. I just think sunflowers go with everything. And again, I love sunflowers, so of course I'm gonna, have a ton of them. You'll see me use sunflowers a lot. I used some last time, I think, didn't I? In the Howdy wreath, I did. Well, what do you know? I just think they're pretty, and I love the pop of color they give you too. I'm trying to fix this one over here. It looks terrible. But again, a lot of this will be under a flower. Did y'all see what I just did? Close it, and I didn't even want to. Under a flower, or under the sun, so you really just want it to close it. We'll put another one in there. I obviously cannot talk and craft tonight for some reason. I'm normally good at both. I can talk to anybody, but tonight doing it at the same time is a challenge for some reason. All right, so we need blue on the back. This time next week, I'll be in Guatemala. And then the Sunday after that, I'll be in Pawleys Island at the beach with my family. So I got a really lot of stuff to do the rest of the month. I'm kind of traveling like crazy. Going to Guatemala for work to meet my Guatemala team. I'm excited about seeing them. Training them a little bit. Making sure they're doing what they're supposed to do, which they do. I know they do, but gotta go check on them every now and then. So, be my first trip to Guatemala. I've never gone. My mom keeps saying, just don't drink the water. Like, all right, Mom. I kind of know that. Well, I don't want to have to come get you out of the hospital because you forgot. I'm like, touche, Mom, touche. Touche, Mother. Anybody been to Guatemala? What can I expect? Look at all that. I'm going to have to fix it. All right. Here we go. One more. Okay. We've got, skip that one, get this one. I'm sorry, I lied. Two more. This one here. Oh, I counted wrong, didn't I? I bet you I did. Let's see. Top. Yep, I did. Let's see. One. That is okay. this be the bad part. Stick out there. All right, don't close it this time, Marianne. Darn, I ripped that right through there, didn't I? I'm trying to be careful. All right, blue was on the bottom or what? All right, yeah, so brown was the bottom. No, not exciting. I guess exciting. I've never been, but I don't know. Since COVID hit, I used to be a traveler. Go everywhere, do everything, visit my friend in Colorado. He's like, I talked to him yesterday, and he said, I've forgotten what you look like. I said, well, I'm sorry. I gained a little bit of weight. Does that make you feel better? But, all right, here we go, friends. I have dropped my last sunflower. Okay, so for the purpose to get this done, we are going to stick the green in it for the last two here because I've knocked them in the floor over there. And then I'll go back and snip some zip ties and get them in there. And then we can mess with the ribbon in a little bit, Marianne. Keep going. We got one more to go here in the middle of everything. I can't believe I just dropped that silly thing. Oh well, I'll get it in a minute. We'll do it in a minute. I have miscounted again. Well, it's all right. It's all right. We're going to hide this one under here, under everything. That's going to drive me crazy looking for it. So stop looking for it, Marianne. Right at the top, too. Darn. Let's just go brown on the bottom, so blue on the bottom. Really, Gary? See, I traveled during normal, before COVID. I mean, I went everywhere, all up and down the eastern seaboard. Gosh, I was a traveling fool. Then COVID hit, and I became a total hermit. I don't like leaving the house. I really, really don't. It like stresses me out to go to the grocery store. Whew. Walmart just about makes me want to, murder people. And I'm not like that. I'm a friendly person. All right, there we go. Did that very well, didn't I? Ha ha ha. Okay. I'm wondering where it went. Because I had them all matched up. Oh well. I'll find it. We're just going to put some greenery in here right now. Make sure I don't have any of this crazy phrase showing. All right, friends. Here's what it looks like. Let me pull you back out. All right, now remember, this part down here is where our bow is going to go. So don't get all like, oh my gosh, we got a big hole there. Yes, we do, but it's purposeful. There's a purpose for it. Now let's put our sign on, and then we'll put our bow on, and we will call it a day. And then I will go back and put find my sunflower that I just threw across the room and put it right here. So I may actually tell you what, let's just get it on here, and then we may actually all right, y'all. Now you know I hate this part, so bear with me. Just find a hole, friends. Just find a hole. Let's see, here's our top, so I kind of want it to go right here. So let's put it right here. I have to pull that out a little bit. Oh, it was a long way from home. All right. Fix that in a minute. I know you've heard me say this a million times, but it's so true. This is the hardest part of wreathing, is just getting your sign on there, not squishing everything. See, I've got it squished, so. Okay. Hang with me, friends. You're not going to be able to see what I'm doing for just a second. I'm just putting okay. 2. We might actually bring it down a little bit too. And we could probably take some of these. Look at me. I keep messing with it instead of putting this sign on here. All right, we're going to do it. Doing it. Probably take some of these and put them here on the side, like this one, where it's all scrunched down. Put it right there. That's probably what I'll do. It's probably what I'll do, friends. That's a good idea. Okay. All right, there is our truck. Now, Might need to come down a little bit. Here's our bow. Maybe not. All right, we're going to put the bow on. Trying to look at it here and there and everywhere and not get it squished so much. Oh, thank you. Thanks, everybody. All right. I don't want to put it on there like really tight because I think I'm going to have to move the sign down a little bit. But maybe not. I'm just popping some of this out, making it look pretty. Let's see. There it is. I was wondering where my phone went. Another reason why I leave my tails really long too. You never know when you're going to need them, you know? I'll have to hang it up to see what it looks like. Yeah, I'm kind of glad I didn't use the gray sunflower because I think that would have been way too many sunflowers. What do y'all think? This gray sunflower ribbon. All right, almost done, friends. I'm just opening my bow. I want to see if I need to move the truck down a little bit before I let you all go. I'm glad y'all like it. It's real easy. And again, these tails, I'll have to hold them up, hold the wreath up and hang it, make sure I get my tails right. Y'all know me. I like to have my curlicues in my tails. Got it too far down in there, I think. But that's okay. We can fix it. All right. I can't see. I'll have to stand up to be able to look at it. Shorty McShorterton over here. All right, friends. friends, any questions, comments about the process here, about what we've done? And again, I'll probably move like this one. No need for it to be covered up by this big bow. So I'll probably move this one up there as well. And then pick the one up I have off the floor, and we'll be doing great. All right. How's that look? We looking okay? In the middle? That looks terrible right there. I can't see. I'll have to figure it out. Here we go. Gosh, it's really big, isn't it? Really big. I'll make it look all pretty and perfect and take some pictures. Hopefully I get it in my OneDrive, but that's, you know, neither here nor there right now. Put that one to be out a little bit. Yeah, we definitely need a sunflower right here for sure. Might be cool to put another big one there. We got a big one here. We need to pull this one out a little bit. Yep. So I'm going to do some work on it, friends. I'm going to sit right here and make it look gorgeous. And I'm going to probably pull this down just a tear. Just a tear, or a tad and a hair all put together, just a tear. Y'all know. Y'all Southerners know what I'm saying. So, and then I'll put the hanging hole up there and we will be good to go. I'll take some massive pictures for you. Questions, comments, concerns, my friends. It's the oval board. Oval board, Miss Deborah. Thank you, Susan. Oh yeah, that open weave ribbon, I love it. And you know, I'm getting rid of all kinds of stuff. I'm trying not to buy anything until, until my construction's done, until I have a brand new craft room, brand new upstairs. So I'm trying not to buy anything because I just have to pack it up anyway. So, I'm missing a little ribbon. Anyway. This I have just enough to make a couple loops left. So that's what we're doing. All right, friends, I will take some pictures and make it all look perfect. I don't like that that's down there like that. Make it look perfect, take some pictures. If you have any questions, simply shoot me a message. Let me actually bring you back up and stand up so I can actually talk to you. Thank you, friends. Thank you. Watch this. Hi! Let me stand up. All right. Thank you very, very much for hanging out with me and supporting me. Moving forward, like I said, we might not be here as much, but we definitely will be. I definitely will be doing lives on my own page, Made by Marianne. If you're not a follower, skip on over there and give me a like and give me a follow. I'd greatly appreciate it. I'll be doing all kinds of stuff, same stuff I do here with Team Unique. All right. Hope to see you guys in the future. I'm going to have a really, really busy August, rest of August, and a really busy September. So I might not see you till October, but hang on over to Made by Marianne. Make sure you check out uniqueinthecreek.com and grab your boards, grab your oval boards, grab your triangle boards, grab your wing boards. You can still get all that stuff. Great. Straight from the manufacturer. If you can't get it straight from the manufacturer, which is Unique in the Creek, then you can go to Craft Outlet. Craft Outlet is still handling those for the United States. So thank you everybody so much for your support. On Tuesday, Carrie Marie will be live at 7 p.m. So let's all make sure we support her at 7 o'clock on Tuesday. If you have any questions, shoot me a message. If I don't get back with you within 48 hours, please send me another one. It's not that I am ignoring you or that I don't want to answer. It's that Facebook went nuts. All right. And I just didn't get it, or I had a squirrel moment and did something else. So thank you all again. Tonight it was Made by Marianne. Tomorrow it might be made by you. Good night, y'all. God bless you. See you next time.